When we talk about the richest countries in the world, it is important to slow down and clearly define what we mean by wealth. In everyday language, wealth is often associated with luxury, skyscrapers, or powerful governments. In economics, however, wealth is usually measured in a more technical way. One of the most widely used indicators is GDP per capita, which looks at how much economic value a country produces per person. This allows us to compare countries of very different sizes on a more equal level. While GDP per capita does not tell the full story of happiness or equality, it is a strong indicator of productivity and average income potential. This countdown looks at the 10 richest countries in the world based mainly on GDP per capita. What makes this list especially interesting is that the countries on it followed very different paths to reach the top. Some are global superpowers, others are small states. Some rely on natural resources, while others built their wealth almost entirely through finance, trade, and human capital. Let's begin with number 10. Number 10. United States. The United States is often seen as the richest country in the world, and in terms of total economic size, that is absolutely true. No other nation produces more goods and services overall. However, when measured per person, the picture changes slightly. With a very large population, the enormous total wealth of the United States is spread across many people. Still, the country ranks among the richest in the world because of its extraordinary productivity. The American economy is driven by innovation, research, and global leadership in technology, entertainment, finance, and science. Entire industries, from social media to aerospace, were shaped or created in the United States. At the same time, wealth inequality is relatively high, meaning that average figures hide large differences between social groups. Despite this, the United States remains one of the most economically powerful and wealthy nations on a per-person basis. Number 9. United Arab Emirates. The United Arab Emirates represents one of the most impressive economic transformations of the modern era. Only a few decades ago, much of the region was defined by small coastal settlements and desert landscapes. The discovery of oil provided the initial capital that changed everything. But what truly defines the UAE's success is what came afterward. Instead of relying entirely on oil exports, the country invested heavily in infrastructure, global trade, tourism, aviation, and financial services. Dubai and Abu Dhabi developed into international cities that attract business professionals, investors, and tourists from all over the world. High incomes, modern infrastructure, and a strategic geographic location helped push the UAE into the group of the world's richest countries. Number 8. Switzerland. Switzerland's wealth story is built on stability rather than speed. Unlike many other countries on this list, Switzerland has no major natural resources such as oil or gas. Instead, it became rich through trust, precision, and long-term planning. Swiss banks became famous for their reliability, while Swiss industries developed a global reputation for quality, especially in pharmaceuticals, engineering, and high-end manufacturing. Political neutrality allowed Switzerland to avoid major wars and focus on economic development. Over time, this created an environment where businesses and individuals could plan for the future with confidence. As a result, Switzerland consistently ranks among the richest countries in the world and among those with the highest quality of life. Number 7. Norway. Norway's position on this list is closely linked to its natural resources, but its real success lies in how those resources were managed. When oil and gas were discovered in the North Sea, Norway faced a choice. It could spend the revenues quickly, or it could invest them for the long term. The country chose the second option. Oil income was placed into a sovereign wealth fund that invests globally and is designed to support future generations. This decision protected Norway from economic instability and ensured that resource wealth benefited society as a whole. Today, Norway combines high GDP per capita with strong public services, low poverty, and high levels of social trust. Number 6. Denmark. Denmark's wealth comes from efficiency and social cooperation rather than size or resources. The Danish economy is highly productive, supported by a well-educated workforce and strong institutions. High taxes often surprise outsiders, but they play a key role in Denmark's success. By funding education, healthcare, and infrastructure, the country creates conditions for long-term economic growth. Danish companies compete successfully in global markets, and workers enjoy high incomes along with a strong work-life balance. Denmark shows that economic wealth and social security do not have to be opposites. Number 5. Netherlands. The Netherlands has a long history as a trading nation, and this legacy still defines its economy today. Thanks to its strategic location in Europe, the country developed into a major hub for shipping, logistics, and finance. The port of Rotterdam connects European markets to the rest of the world, while Dutch financial institutions support global trade. Despite its small size, the Netherlands is also a major agricultural exporter, using advanced technology to achieve extremely high productivity. This combination of openness, innovation, and an efficiency results in very high economic output per person. Number 4. Ireland. Ireland's rise into the group of the world's richest countries is relatively recent. For much of the 20th century, Ireland struggled economically, and many people emigrated in search of better opportunities. This changed when the country invested heavily in education and positioned itself as an attractive destination for international companies. Low corporate taxes and access to European markets drew major multinational firms, especially in technology and pharmaceuticals. This dramatically increased GDP per capita. While some critics argue that these figures overstate everyday wealth, Ireland's economic transformation is undeniable. Number 3. Qatar. Qatar's extraordinary wealth per person is the result of vast natural gas reserves combined with a very small population. This creates one of the highest GDP per capita figures in the world. The Qatari government has used this wealth to invest in infrastructure, global assets, and international influence. Massive development projects and long-term investment strategies aim to ensure prosperity even beyond the energy era. For its citizens, this translates into very high income levels and extensive state support. Number 2. Singapore. Singapore is often described as proof that geography and strategy can outweigh natural resources. With limited land and no significant raw materials, Singapore focused on human capital, trade, and governance. Over time, it became one of the world's most important financial and shipping hubs. Strict regulations, efficient institutions, and a strong education system allowed Singapore to attract global businesses and talent. The result is one of the most productive economies on Earth and one of the highest GDP per capita levels worldwide. Number 1. Luxembourg. At the very top of the list is Luxembourg. Despite its small population, the country generates enormous economic value per person. Luxembourg has become a global center for banking, investment funds, and European institutions. Its open economy, political stability, and skilled workforce attract international businesses. With so much economic output concentrated among relatively few people, Luxembourg consistently ranks as the richest country in the world by GDP per capita. Taken as a whole, this countdown shows that wealth comes in many forms. Some countries are rich because of resources, others because of finance, trade, or innovation. What all of them share is the ability to turn their unique advantages into sustained economic success. In the modern world, being rich is less about size and more about strategy, stability, and long-term vision. If you had to choose one of these countries to live in, which one would it be? Drop your answer in the comments and don't forget to like and subscribe.